Hello friends, hope you all are doing well. My name is Dr. Milin Shinde. I have completed my MD Pediatrics from AIIMS. So over the last few days, there has been a lot of pressure on me by aspirants to release important topics for a few subjects or maybe all the subjects. So guys, let me clear you one thing. I am not a very big fan of these important topics because whatever material you have, all is important. And in exam, the questions can come from anywhere. Why I'm sharing with you, if you have seen my other videos, you will see we follow what I prefer is a scientific analysis of all the methods, because when I started preparing for my PG entrance examination few years back, so we had a group of friends who which comprised of foreign medical graduates, students from private medical college, and also from Indian medical graduates who were like, we all were not a very brilliant people, but like average students who were willing to do a lot of hard work. So that time we figured out, okay, so this is the reason why some people succeed and some not. So we found out that methods, and how can we do the smart approach and smart study in a limited time. So all those tips and tricks which we learned with our experience and which were passed on to us by our seniors, we are just I'm just helping through this video series that to pass that things on to you guys. So there is no shortcut to success. Success is something that is not achieved overnight, but over time. And the only person that is going to give you a dream branch is you. So your hard work is going to give you your dream branch. So don't run behind any person who is going to tell you that I'm going to give you a high yield topics, I'm going to give you some formula to the success. I have never said in any of my videos that this is going to be like 100% and this is going to be like to do things. But I'm telling you that these are the techniques. If coupled with a good study and a proper revision, then can definitely give you a success. And we all have, I mean, we have achieved this feat because of these all the techniques. So, guys, I hope it helps. So today, answering to your query about important topics. So basically, important topics are not needed for the rank building subject, which are your first and second prof subject, because everything is important question from, and they are not very huge subject. So you can study as much as you can from those subjects. But rank maintaining subjects like Big Four, medicine, surgery, obs-gynae, and PSM, they might need some important topics. So here I am sharing. I have just gone through the recall questions of last few years, and also the topics which are always emphasized on us about how to, which are the important topics of a particular subject. So today I am going to discuss with you guys about these topics, and one of today we will discuss about two subjects, medicine and surgery, and in next subsequent videos I'll try to discuss with you guys the other subject. If I mean medicine big four I'm going to discuss, but if you want for other subjects also, then we can do that also. But what I will advise, do not waste a lot of time on these videos. I'm releasing this video because a lot of students asked me to make, because this is the time when you should go back to your books and notes and should start reading. If you think you have a problem regarding, I have released several videos. If you feel you have a problem with that topic of the video, then only watch video. Just make a plan and start reading. See, there is nothing I'm going to do, tell you something new or very magical. So now just read. I have already given you the plan. Now just focus, concentrate, and read and utilize your time well. So let's start with our today's topic. So we have here connective from the medicine topic. We have to discuss several. So these are the from the descending order of importance. Like if you see the last year questions, and also this is commonly followed. So the most important topic from medicine is connective tissue disorders and vasculitis. So all the connective tissue disorders are there, which are rheumatic diseases. This is like SLE. So these become very important. There have been a lot of questions I have seen in the last few years. So they mostly ask about the diagnostic markers. They can directly ask you to name the marker, name the diagnostic marker, or they can give you the image, and they can also identify the pattern of seen in a particular disease. Drugs, drugs, maybe they are like disease modifying drugs, or they are biologicals, there are monoclonal antibodies. So that forms a very important part of this area. So again, this will overlap with your or will overlap with your pharmacology. So you can study in pharmacology also. And also some of the slides are given about the histopathology and some X-rays or X-rays or CT scan can be given, and you will be asked to identify the disorder. Angiographies can be given for vasculitis, and you will have to identify it. So this is the topic that we should start with. What I usually used to follow, like during my studies, I will read the medicine in this order. Like I will not start from page to page. Like page one, I am going to start notes and finish. I'll read selectively, because what happens later, there is a, because of the limited time we have, you should start with the important topics. So even if you miss the topics which are less important, it does not matter. So that is why I always start your reading with mark in such a way, and also revise in the same order that you revise your important topics first. Then the second is acid-base disorder. Acid-base disorders are equally important as your connective tissue disorders. So you have to know the ABG interpretation, that is arterial blood gas. So which is a metabolic acidosis condition or respiratory alkalosis condition. So you should be able to interpret that. Then there are a lot of questions on causes of like hypokalemia, hyponatremia, hypernatremia, and also they have asked about the management. In last year's NEET, they also asked about to calculate the sodium deficit. So the pattern is, you can see, shifting from only a data-based and a concept-based questions to the application-based questions, that you have to apply your knowledge. Just knowing is not enough now. You have to apply. So this is where the solving MCQs became important, because in MCQ you have to apply your knowledge. So know these formulas and management. So this is also now the must know topics. And the third, traditionally cardiovascular diseases have been always important topic. If you go in a previous year's question, there always be a question about valvular diseases. Either you have to diagnose based on the presentation, or you have to tell about the treatment approach, that what will be the first step and what will be the definitive management, when you should intervene, and also the medical management they asked. Then again, ischemic heart diseases, again very important topic. There are so many questions on angina. You have to identify which type of angina it is, which drugs you should use depending on the patient's condition, which investigations to order. So that is also you have to see. Then about JVP. So that is jugular venous pressure. So JVP is again very importantly covered in your physiology. So there is a JVP graph which you will see in your physiology also. So you can get to identify the wave also. In the question which are discussed under medicine, they will ask you to identify the condition. If you are seeing the tall A wave, so what are the possibilities of seeing a tall A wave? JVP is again a very important topic which you should know. Then arrhythmias, so you will be provided ECG, and you will be asked to identify the types of arrhythmia. Also, you might be asked what is the first step in the management or the drug of choice. So again, drugs in such case become very important. So there is always to solve medicine questions, you have a very strong pharmacology base. Having a very good command on pharmacology will you will see that it will help you solving lot of medicine questions. Then coming to the fourth topic is hematology. Then again, hematology is a very important topic, anemias, and very simple, iron deficiency anemia and megaloblastic anemia, which comprises vitamin B12 and folic acid deficiency. You will see again and again, they will give a typical history of a vegetarian diet, and the person is having MCV more than 120. So, that is always everything going toward a megaloblastic, and they will give you peripheral smear where there will be hyper segmented neutrophil. Every year there is a question on such. There is a question on iron deficiency anemia, about the treatment or about the diagnosis, about the indices. So this is something you should never do mistake, because this is something on the UG level, and even in daily to daily practice, this is followed. So you can't afford to make mistake in such a simple things. So you should be aware of the treatment protocol, and how not only treatment but the follow up. Like after iron deficiency, you treat the iron. What will be the first thing that will increase? How many days after you expect, and what is the first response to treatment? So see, these are what people do. See, questions are again and again asked on the same topics, but they go for some. So you have to read these topics in detail. Whatever given in notes about such topics, you have to read it thoroughly. Okay. Then again, aplastic anemia, very favorite question of examiner. Always there is a typical history, no organomegaly. You have to identify what is the cause. Okay, pancytopenia, and the clue will be like because other differential would be leukemias, but they will tell you that there is no organomegaly. So you have to identify that. Then TTP, human thrombocytopenic purpura, coagulopathies. Again, very favorite topic of examiner. Typical presentation given. Here, inheritance also. The clues in clinical questions. What I feel that clinic, the kind of clinical questions we get, they are better than your one-liner questions, because one-liner question either you know or you don't know. In clinical, there are so many clues. Like in coagulopathies, there will be clue whether it's like males are affected, so it's X-linked. Then there will be some clue about bleeding on the skin bleeding or the joint bleeding. So you know it's a platelet disorder or a coagulation factors disorder. So you know that is age of presentation. So everything will give a clue to the answer. So if your theory is well, if you are able to correlate the stuff, your answering will be much better. Then coming to the oncology. So apart from after hemat, oncology again a very important. Every year there is similar question for multiple myeloma. Every year alternate year. Then oncology, you must know the drugs. And as I said, for any drug, you should know four things: mechanism of action, indication, absolute contraindications, and side effect. So these four drugs you should know the important side effects, not like every side effect you must know. And this is not a theory exam, so you cannot write nausea and vomiting. You have to be a very selective. AML again very important, CML, CLL. So these are something which are adult specific. In Hodgkin's and non-Hodgkin's lymphomas, always there is a question about a typical histopathological finding or a typical clinical presentation. So you have to be have command on this topic. So you should not, you know that I'm telling you that some questions are going to come from this topic. There are a lot of teachers, they will tell you that you are going to get a question. So doing mistake in such topics is a crime. So you should not do it. Pheochromocytoma, always, it's also a favorite. Every alternate year, there will be question from pheochromocytoma. So just have a glimpse. Endocrinology used to be a very favorite, but last few years, the number of questions have decreased. The most important part of endocrinology is drugs again. You should be knowing a very good command on drugs. And the order you should know about is thyroid, pituitary, and adrenal. These three that you must know. You should go through these three endocrine glands. And physiology and pathology will also help you to answer the questions from endocrinology. Then central nervous system, so your stroke, so there will be like ischemic disorders, cardiovascular accidents, CNS accident, not cardiovascular, CNS accident. So you have to have command on that. There will be clinical presentation, they might ask you which artery is involved depending on the deficit. Infections, especially viral, typically which viral has a which lobe, like specific. There are virus, they have a very typical location for infection, so you should know that. Drugs again, antipsychotic drugs, very important topic. So that are always asked in CNS. Multiple sclerosis, extrapyramidal disorders, they are on the decreasing order of importance. You should be thorough. Then whenever you are reading infections in medicine, HIV is the most favorite topic of all the examiners. There is always a question related to HIV, something or the other. TB, you should know about the common diseases in India, like HIV, TB, malaria. Okay, this is something that you cannot miss. If there is any new drug that is approved, as I said, there is a recently vaccine that is approved for malaria. So any new drugs for such common diseases, you must know it. Okay. Then COVID. COVID is a very hot topic. Last year, surprisingly, there were no questions from COVID, but don't think that they won't ask you this year. So again, have a good command of COVID related topics. See, this is something that is like a cheat code that you know that question is going to come. So you should know the topic well. Then also know the GI infections. That helps you a lot. GI infections, like about, there is always a question about food poisoning, like typical history. They want you to correlate between the food that the person had and what kind of organism you expect. So GI infection, you should give a specific importance. Then about the gastrointestinal and respiratory, there are pleural diseases that are asked always. There will be X-ray about a pleural effusion. There will be some case where they will be discussing the same thing. So ILD, interstitial lung diseases, pneumothorax, sarcoidosis. So these are the important topics. Now we have come down the list. So these are the least important topics. That is, you should read, but not lot of questions expected from one or two questions expected from this. From gastrointestinal tract, inflammatory bowel disease, always a favorite topic. GI infection, I already discussed. Viral hepatitis, chronic liver diseases, their causes, their presentation, then acute liver failure. Pancreatic diseases are also very important. That is also I have discussed in the surgery. Pancreatic disease related questions are always there. One or two questions you'll always put. Cystic fibrosis is also something that you must know. Then genitourinary tract, in with respect to medicine, these again your acid and base disorder. So that will help you. I mean, lot of questions are also renal related in case of acid base disorder. So that is also you have to improve. Then nephrotic syndrome, they will just give you the case. A very simple question are also asked. Drugs. For nephrology, the drugs are very important again. So you should know ACE inhibitors, their name, their site of action, any new approved. So these are also again angiotensin receptor blockers ho gaye, ACE inhibitors ho gaye. Again, they are very important drugs. You should know that. Renal tubular acidosis, chronic kidney disease, glomerular diseases, UTIs. Again, these are also important topics from this area. So basically, you have what you have to do in medicine, that you have to concentrate the most on these areas up to 7. So these are your maximum focus, and always start your reading with this. But I don't say that skip these areas, but also have a I mean, just go through these areas once. But you read these areas as much as you can. You can go through the last year's questions and you can correlate. These are the areas where maximum questions were asked. Then coming to the second part of our video is surgery. So surgery is again a very, I feel it's a kind of high scoring subject. If you read well, you can get a very good marks in surgery. What was interesting for me, and what was actually surprising also, that over the years, what we were told during our preparation are the important topics are still the important topics, and it still follow the same order. And when I used to read my surgery, I used to follow this order only, that I'll start from there, because there are a lot of, I used to follow Pritesh Singh's surgery book and also notes I had. So few topics which were not there in notes, I'll go back to my Pritesh Singh's book, and I used to solve few MCQs from it. So again, the breast, again, surgery, it's most important topic of surgery. So you should know the anatomy. Always there is a question, benign lesions, not only cancers, not only breast cancer, but benign lesions. Lot of time the questions comes on the benign lesion. You must know treatment protocol according to the age, according to the type, according to the presentation, according to the symptoms. So you should be thorough with the protocols. There was always a question like, this is a this much old, like 65-year-old female, what is your treatment protocol going to be? What drugs are you going to use? If it is a very young female, what drugs you are going to use? So be thorough with this, because again, I am saying these are not a database questions anymore. They are asking you to clinically correlate thyroid, as important as breast. Again, same things: anatomy, benign lesions, cancer types, and drugs. Also, thyroid has a thyroid-related condition like thyroiditis. Diagnostic, I just forgot to write here, diagnostic procedures in both breast and thyroid. All the diagnostic procedures, radioisotopes used, when to use mammography, when to use ultrasound. So all this you should know. And I'm telling you, you should know everything about breast cancer, everything, because questions are expected. Question is going to be there. So read everything that you can about these two. So review book में जो आता है ना, या फिर आपके notes में जो भी दिया हुआ है ना, you should know everything line to line about breast and thyroid. The third important is gastrointestinal surgery. So it's again, I saw in it 2021. There are so many questions from GI surgery. Like I felt like every alternate question was from GI surgery. So you should know the surgical conditions like intestinal obstruction, valvulus interception. You should know all these conditions, what are bands and what are the treatment protocols, what are the radiological signs and named surgical procedures for these conditions. Okay. Then what is the first line of management? What is the treatment of choice? So in GI surgery, what I have seen that esophagus, a lot of questions come from esophagus. So related surgeries, then small intestine, stomach, anorectal, rectum, then colon, then liver, then gallbladder and pancreas. So pancreas, as I said, also form a very good chunk of questions and easy questions. So you can just go through it. GI oncology is one of the most important topic. You should know the science and you should know the type of cancer based on what has been given. So you should know that. And again, as I said, surgical procedures and the radiological science. Then about tension pneumothorax, what has been observed? We had a question on tension pneumothorax. In last 3 years, tension pneumothorax almost have found its place in every exam. You should know about tension pneumothorax. What are the treatment of childhood? It's an emergency. It's a very important emergency, and your life-saving measures can literally be great for that individual. And pleural diseases about chest tube, like when to remove the chest tube, what are the indications? So that you must know. Then hernia, a very important topic. You should know everything about hernia. Then urology. In hernia, you should know that all types of hernias. What you must know in hernia? In hernia, you should know the. So in hernia, you must know the anatomy of the region. You must know the named hernias, all named hernias. You must know the procedures, names of the procedures and how they are done, and symptoms based on the presentation, which type of hernia and what are the management advice. Again, it's a very important. Urology, again, a very important topic. You have renal tumors and prostate are the most high yielding from this area. Renal stones, which is nephrolithiasis, is again a very important. Urinary tract infections, VUR, congenital anomaly of kidney and urinary tracts, and testis and scrotum. So you have to know. So it is again on the descending order. So the most important is renal tumors, prostate, urethral injury, and renal stone, followed by UTI, VUR, Kakut, testis, and scrotum. So you have to follow this order when you are reading. Then the recent few years, this has also emerging. They're asking a lot of questions on trauma. They're asking about the triaging. What is the initial stage? What will be your initial stage? About resuscitation, like how to give IV fluids. And in this question, they're asking you about the cannulas, about the IV access. They're asking you about the blood products, which IV fluid to use, what is jaw thrust, what is whenever you are neck tilt. So these are all questions you can see. You should be thorough with the triaging, resuscitation, and read everything about trauma. There is always going to be a question of trauma. So you'll see a line starting with a patient with RTA. So here RTA is a road traffic accident, not a renal tubular vasculosis. So a patient with RTA, and then they will tell you about, ask you about the emergency management. So about burns also, they'll ask you you have to identify that which degree of burn, you have to calculate the burn and management also. So you should be thorough with topics. Then after that, you have to know about the wound repair and scar, arterial and venous disorder, about aortic aneurysm. So that are also asked. And then these final are few questions that have these are the topics they have found their place in the exam, but they are not very high yielding. They might come or they might not. But it's okay if you just go through them once. It's advised. And these areas that you should see, because once in 2-3 years they are always asked. But again, from here till here, like you can say, first 7 are the most important. These are the most important areas of your preparation. So just go through them, and as I say, these are the topics. Instead of saying important, I would say these are the never miss areas. You should not miss any of these topics. So guys, I hope it helps you. I'll come up with the next videos about PSM and obs gynae. So keep studying, keep working hard. Do not waste a lot of time. Study smart. And I wish you all the best. Take care.